Hello, it's your friend Storm right here bringing you another episode of Kingdoms Reborn. This is our Desert Dwelling Desert Challenge playthrough. As you're looking at Desert Dwelling right now, it's a little bit bigger than the last time I showed you because I put in all these little homes over here. And of course, with an abundance of homes comes a lack of food. So, as you can see here, we're having problems. So we're having problems on the electricity front, which is in turn hurting our food production because I put in a bunch of mushroom farms that are running off electricity. Now, I did realize this and then put in some mushroom farms that weren't running on electricity. And yes, this whole problem with this playthrough has been wood, but we are now importing wood, so I don't really care anymore about that because we can just import more. I have got the petroleum upgrade in the tech tree, so that means we have an oil power plant now and an oil rig. You know, I thought we might have some kind of oil around here. Desert Dwelling itself has zero oil nodes around it. Luckily though, Wooddale has one, the tippy top. But what I wanted to do up here is put in the oil rig, and then we are going to have to export this oil to Desert Dwelling. This area is going to be, look at all this lovely trees up here. It's also going to be a forester area. So I'm going to grab forester action, and I'm just going to get this stuff started up here. So let's go back over to Desert Dwelling here, and with our oil power plant, I do have 2 coal power plants up here. We're at 86 out of 100, and that's only when there's coal here. And for whatever reason, they can't quite keep it up, keep it up with coal. I got coal over here, so I'm not sure why yet. My guess would be that my markets or something are too far away. I'm still trying to really learn what import tool is best for what. Okay, let's do this up here. And I'll run a dirt road connecting it like so. Okay, that's gonna get built pretty much right away once I get some resources over there. Tons of people in Desert Dwelling nowadays. Well, we are currently at 1,408. The food thing that, of course, is a problem now. I did choose to build another trade guy right here to bring in some more meats. Let me show you what else we did over in Goldsburg now. Goldsburg, I expanded quite a bit. We got all these homes over here now. And then up here, we put in the ranches one of the previous episodes, and now they're working. Goldsburg has some good expansion happening. We are importing all sorts of fun stuff into Goldsburg. Food, clay, vodka, and iron bars. I don't have any clay here because we don't have any rivers here. So that's why we're importing that for our brickworks. We are also importing some pottery here and some wood over here as well. These resource outposts, I went all over the place and I stuck these guys wherever I could. Right here. So what these guys do is, like, let's say I want this coal right here, okay? So this province has coal. I can go over to my resource outpost, and once I don't know why it's red, but that's where it's gonna go. And then it just gives you, in this case it's 89 coal per round without having to build a little village or anything up there. And then up here, oh, I needed to put in some homes while that other stuff is being built in Desert Dwelling. So let's go over here. I put this little area in for some homes, and then I'm going to put a couple up here as well. There's gonna be a lot of stuff happening up in this area. So one other thing that we can do up in this area is put in some more farms. So I'm going to put in the farms, and once I'm done with that, I'll bring you back. I got a couple of farms put in here, only a few. But I also have a bunch of foresters now up here. I also got a couple candle makers, and of course the beekeeper for the candle makers. We got the one oil rig working. Now, I was having a food problem, and let me show you what I did to fix that food problem. All the way over here in Desert Dwelling, to the east for even further, I built another little town just for pretty much feeding Desert Dwelling. This is called Ranchero because obviously I have a lot of ranches. This is all cattle ranches pretty much. So this is making me as much meat as we can, tons of beef, and I'm importing the beef that I create here into Desert Dwelling Town. And it seems to be working all right. From Ranchero, I'm taking beer, which I think that's a mistake. I think that's supposed to be beef. Get it? Mistake? So I'm gonna put this at 10,000. And then we'll be pulling tons of meat. and that's gonna really help our food. Desert Dwelling's doing fantastic. Our power's doing well. I had to add in a bunch more power plants. I have 2 oil ones, and then this warehouse is specifically set up for oil, and I'm importing oil from Wooddale because that's where our rig is. That's this guy right here. There's oil and coal because Wooddale has a ton of coal. And then this is a coal power plant. So whatever is importing here is going to go right to the coal power plant. And I even started making another little area right here specifically for coal. And it looks like I've reached it there. Power is looking good. Let's see if I can get a number here. Yeah, so I'm at 158 out of 300. Pretty good. I could upgrade even more. Now I got a couple more problems over here. So this depletion is all of our coal that I specifically built this area for. So I have to switch those out to quarry because our quarry over here, most of them anyways, are all depleted as well. So that's going to happen. And then finally, we got in our tech tree to the printing press. So we're gonna make our books finally. So let's go here, printing books. And this whole, all these white things right here, that's all paper. We can get this guy close. Yeah, it looks like we can fit it in about right in here. There we go, like that. And then this is going to be a warehouse for the books. Then we're gonna have our final luxury tier 3 item. Well, should have more pocket watches. Oh, and that's reminds me. You know, we built Goldsdale, right? Goldsburg, I said. Well, I ran out of gold. Gold's depleted here. Oh, and as well as kind of transitioning Goldsburg into like Ranchero, where we have just mostly ranches. Like, look at all these cattle ranches, just ridiculous amounts of them. I'm also bringing food from Goldsburg to Wooddale, and so these are just kind of both serving all the people of Desert Dwelling, pretty much. We should build another watchmaker. These were all gold guys right here. Oh, I have 3, or I already have 2. I didn't realize that. Okay, so I got the Architect Studio, Engineer, and Ministry of Agriculture. So I thought the agriculture one would be suitable to put over here by all these mushroom farms we got. And so what this does, the agriculture, plus 5% farm production where there are 80 more farms. Okay, that wouldn't be a good idea because these aren't farms. And we got an engineering office, plus 10% industrial production, and then plus 5% housing appeal for the architect studio. I'm just going to tuck these in pretty much kind of wherever here, willy-nilly. And then we can get the buff for the town, and it's going to be great. You gotta always use more buffs. Yeah, so we're going to keep working on getting our books. And once we get some books coming and we get a couple houses, then we'll check back in. All right, our printing presses are printing. We have 2 of them now working. I realized, of course, once I built it, that I needed an additional component, which is dye. Of course, I don't have any dye around, so I had to import it. So that's what we're doing now. We're importing dye, as well as for luxury tier 3 items. Another one is chocolate. So down over here, I have importing cocoa and I'm importing milk. My intent is that they bring them to these storage areas, and then we got a chocolatier right here being created. So that's going to be a source of chocolate. The milk that I'm making right now with all the cattle farms from Desert Dwelling, at least, isn't enough to make some chocolate. Well, what I didn't look at is from Goldsburg and Ranchero, where I have a ton of cattle. Let's see, milk. See, look at that, 4,000 milks. So that's another item. Yep, and here too. So we have milk from Ranchero and Goldsburg that we need to import, which is not that big a deal. So let's go here. We got Goldsburg. We don't have any more gold over here, and I don't think we have any more oil either. So I'm going to go and I'll find milk, which is right here. We're going to put that at 1,000, so that's going to import some milk for us. This is also set to 1,000 down here, but I think I'm going to turn this off, and then we'll find Ranchero, which is going to be our land hub, which is this guy right here, and we'll find milk, and we'll put this at 2,000. Let's put the other one at 2,000 as well. The final thing that we need is going to be another tier 3 item, and that's going to make these guys be level 8. And in order to do the jewelry, we're going to need some gemstones, which we don't have. So in the next episode, we're going to build another little town, and we're going to get some gemstones, and we're going to make some jewelry and bring it over to Desert Dwelling. Thanks for hanging out with me in this episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you on the next episode where we make some jewels.